Good morning, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Tuesday the 9th of June. So looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see yesterday's body of the candle totally engulfed the previous day's body. It's almost set up a little pivot swing the opposite way. I said yesterday about this bearish pivot swing which would need the lows triggered. Well, it never triggered, so really we're just seeing this continuation of the bigger move that's running through there at the moment. It's had a decent move up here. It's been so close to prior highs, last week's highs of the where was it, the 4th of June, and maybe even the prior highs of the 15th of May could be a target at some point. Now with the near-term highs there, there is other resistance sort of sitting there. The daily L1 areas around about that level as well. It'll be interesting to see how price reacts to that. If it can push on through, well, then we'll be looking for the 15th of May. But otherwise, we may just retrace some of the distance. Now, it's pulling off quite a bit at the moment. It's taking back some of the gains that was made through the Asian session there. Quite a sort of a boxy movement with small movements with a sudden accelerated step movements. Now at some point, of course, this wall of worry, as they call it, tends to roll over. Now we could see it rolling over. It's a big ask for it to get back to its daily pivot today. It's nearly it was just under, probably just under 100 pips back down towards that sort of level. So maybe a big ask. If it does start rolling over, well, maybe may go with part of it, but we've got the support from the 21 there, the 60-minute 21, which may provide support along with the prior highs there. So just watching that carefully. Okay, so at the moment, news-wise today, there's nothing in terms of news really aside of any comments that come out regarding Greece. There is the revised GDP figure out at 10 o'clock, but this barely moves anything because it takes into account all of the figures that have been previously released, so not of interest as such. Okay, let's have a look at the pound dollar. Coming back to the dailies and 4 hourlies, a bit more consolidated in terms of price action. What we're seeing at the moment, it may just push out with the fact that the euro's strengthening and we're seeing some dollar selling. Again, if it can push up, we sort of got targets the previous to 21, maybe the 200 sort of targets. It's still quite range bound relative to the euro dollar. It's obviously not got the excitement of the news to go with it, but it's already hit the monthly pivot, so there's no real sort of new targets to be had or anything. But as I say, it may just run up to those prior, even back up to the 34, the 100 moving average. May, if we see a move of the euro, they're the sort of levels it may run up to. Short term, I'm looking at this, and I mean, it could roll. We do again have this sort of same steps process as what we've seen with the euro. If it was to roll over, we have got the pivot below us, but again, it's 60 odd pips away, 70 pips away. It's a decent size. It's maybe less likely, but it could happen. There is a bit of double sort of, well, I say double divergence. I'm not sure. No, there's a bit of divergence around these sort of this price action, which is suggesting some sort of weakness. Any sort of accelerated move from here, though, may just push us up to the daily R1. So often when it's quite close, we all get even closer, but never always hit it at this time of the morning. It may roll over. So let's just see how it is. As I say, there is the possibility with the euro. The euro may just drag it effectively, as we see dollar selling. Dollar yen, well, we've put in this sort of pipe top as of yesterday, and it's sort of pulling back within the prior range I'd highlighted on this chart here. It's back into its range, consolidation range. The dollar yen is yet to hit the monthly pivot. Well, to do so, we'd probably need to see the pound and the euro rallying really well and pushing up to see this breakdown. But it could just, I mean, maybe just a little bit oversold effectively, or overbought in this particular case. Again, a long way away from the daily pivots, so quite a big ask to get it to come back. However, one thing's for sure, when it does start accelerating, we do see quite quick moves in that, so there's a little bit better chance of getting up there and giving a push towards it if we see some sort of reversal. There is a sort of minute divergence sitting on the alley here. It didn't retrace too badly actually in between, so there is that chance it could just be putting in a reversal pattern at this juncture. Right, and finally let's have a look at the Aussie dollar. Bit more action going over in the Asian session, but low inflation again in China. The PPI figures were down significantly again, which all shows lower inflation potentially continuing. That's what I wanted to say. So where are we here? Looking at the charts, it's again pushed up yesterday. Almost the body's engulfed the previous day's body, but not quite with the sort of more of an inside day. Question now is can it break out through the top here? It's already hit the monthly pivot, so there's no real sort of targets for it to run through. It's a bit like pound in a sense. It's a little bit less obvious in terms of direction. The euro looks like it could push up further, and with the potential news on any potential news on the Greek situation, could see it rally. Now obviously it could also see it sell off, but with the Aussie dollar it's not so obvious in terms of what we're seeing here at the moment. It's coming back down to 60 minutes, and we could just see a break of these Asian session lows and daily pivot hit quite quickly and quite easy. Again, you see there was an hourly divergence running from the highs here with the lower RSI here, so you had the RSI running down, price running up, so the hourly divergence, I mean, it's just consolidating more than anything else. As I say, if we see a break of these Asian session lows, could easily hit the daily pivot there, and if we I would expect just the way it's been moving of late, we've seen long periods of consolidated sort of movements, and it's very difficult to be sort of following it in any sort of way. It's been quite slow. Made some pips out of it last week as it sort of double topped and things and gave some pips. It looks weaker, but again it's quite a slow moving pair at the moment. Okay, not much else to say there at the moment, so that's it for today really. As I say, very short of news today. Little, and it was US 3 o'clock. There's job openings, JOLTS job openings. We may see a little bit of action around that. There's a bit of trade balance coming out for the UK at 9:30, but we rarely see any significant moves. So we're all down to the technicals and rumours and comments coming from the Europe. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.